Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the power factor in AC circuits. In last class, we discussed the real power, reactive power, and apparent power. So, after discussing all the type of the powers, now we will discuss what is the power factor and what is the role of power factor in electrical engineering. So, we will see the basics related to the power factor in AC circuit. We will see in the last class I draw we have seen in the last class a power triangle which I am again mentioning here to explain the concept of this power, and then we'll discuss how the power factor comes in picture. As we have seen, the apparent power is made by the two component. One is the real power, and which is we also call as the working power, that is represented by this one, also P. And another is the reactive power, which is given by this portion, and we denote it by Q. And the vector addition of P and Q will give us the power triangular. You can see this is the power triangle. There are three factors. One is the working power, which is represented by the P. Then you can see the reactive power, which is represented in the volt ampere reactance, volt ampere reactive. And third is apparent power. It is represented by the volt ampere. So this is the power triangle. It is also right power triangle. Sometime its value we will consider this one is positive and this will is negative. That will I will discuss when we will talk about the leading and lagging power factor. So what is the meaning of this? But it or both of figures we can call these are the power triangle. And this phase phi is the phase angle, and if it is larger than the greater power, we can see the reactive power will be greater because the reactive power is multiplied by the sine phi here. Is it okay? So from this you can see, if I take the real part of this S is the apparent power. So it's the real part. If I'm taking this becomes equal to this, and it is nothing but the I RMS square R is the real power which is dissipated in the resistance of the circuit, or we can say used to do the work. And this power is measured in watt, and you can say kilowatt or megawatt. So this is the real power. When I will take the imaginary part of S, that becomes equal to this one, and it is the reactive power which is demanded by the reactive element of the circuit. Hmm. It may be inductive, or it may be capacitive element of the circuit, and that demanded by these inductive or capacitive. This power is also known as the wattless power, and it is basically measured in volt amperes reactive. Okay, that's why we are writing VAR. And third is apparent power, which is given by the IRMS square Z. Z is nothing but impedance. And we have defined what is the meaning of impedance, and this power basically supplied to the circuit, and it measured in volt amperes or kilowatt amperes. So from this power triangle, we can define one term here, and that term is nothing but cos phi. Okay, so if I'm defining by the cos phi, then it becomes equal to working power divided by the apparent power, and that is nothing but it is the power factor in a AC circuit. See here, so that prime triangular, if I define my cos phi, so this is nothing but is the real power, or you can see the working power divided by the apparent power. These are the units of these two, and this is nothing but it is called the power factor. So it means power factor of a AC circuit is a ratio of working power and the apparent power supplied to the circuit, and it's where you can get in the range of 0 to 1. So when all power is reactive power with no real power, it means we have the reactive loads. In this case, the power factor becomes 0. And when all power is real power with no reactive power, it means we have the resistive load. And that condition, the power factor becomes 1. So 1 is very ideal condition. What we can say ki the real power cannot greater than the apparent power, and that's why the power factor cannot be greater than 1, never more than 1. There is also a difference between lagging and leading power factor, and the terms refer to whether the phase of current is lagging or leading the phase of voltage. According to that, we will decide whether our power factor is lagging or whether our power factor is leading. So first we will see the lagging power factor. In this case, you see the voltage and current both are started. It means there is no phase difference. So phi becomes equal to 0. That is the ideal condition when I am talking about the resistive circuit. Okay, and in this case we have unity power because we have only have the resistive load. Reactive load is 0 in that condition. Is it okay? But we are defining here the lagging power factor. It means here if I am representing my voltage here, you can see, and it is my current here, you can see I am representing my current. So the current is lagging here. Okay, and if the current is lagging, it means we have the inductive circuit. And this case, what we can say, if the current lags the voltage across the load, then load has a lagging power factor. And I am represented in first slide you have seen. This one is Q, which we are calling is the reactive power is the positive. So what is the meaning of this? Let me explain you. In this case, when we are talking about the lagging power factor, then the load is inductive, and as the load will consume reactive power. Therefore, the reactive component Q, which is here, is positive as reactive power travels through the circuit and consumed by the inductive load. That's the reason it's become the positive. Now we will see the leading power factor. In leading power factor, you again see it is the ideal case when the power factor is 1. It means no phase difference, both are in phase. But for the leading power factor, the current, you see this current, because the voltage phase is 0, but in here you can see the current is the 90. So when the current lead the voltage across the load, then the load has a leading power factor. That is the meaning of this. So in this case, you see the our reactive power becomes here in the negative direction. So what is the meaning of this? Let me explain you. In this case, load is capacitive as the load supplies reactive power, and therefore the reactive component is negative as reactive power is being supplied to circuit. That's the reason that's we are representing in downward direction, and the when we are lagging that condition the power is consumed, so that we are representing in the upward direction. That is the meaning of the power triangle. Now, what are the main disadvantage of low power factor in a AC circuit? Because the ideal value of is 1 was not possible to get. So if it is values, we have the lower value of the power factor, then what are the advantage? We have to look after about these disadvantages. At low power factors, conductors have to carry more current for the same power. Therefore, they require the larger area of the cross section. It means you require the thick wire. At low power factor, conductors have to carry more current for same power. It means it increases copper losses and results in the poor efficiency of the electrical system. Third one, at low power factor, the voltage drop, which is nothing but is IR increases because the current is increasing. Power factor is lower, it means we require more current for the same power. So voltage drop will increase, which result in poor regulation of the system. The kVA rating of electrical equipments, because every electrical equipment is rated by the kilovolt ampere. That is the rating which is given by this factor, because every electrical system current and voltage, if I want to increase my current, then the cross sectional area of conductors would be increased, and if I want to increase my voltage, then the insulation should be increased. So in that condition, any electrical equipment is rated by voltage ampere or kilovoltage ampere. And machine connected in power systems such as the transformer, switch gears, we have discussed switch gears in our electrical installations chapter, and alternators will be more at low power factors, since it is inversely proportional to the power factor. You can see this one is here. This rating of electrical equipment is inversely proportional to the power factor. So if it is its value is decreasing here, it means it has the low value. In this condition, the rating of electrical equipment will be more. That is the thing we want to explain here. So it means if we want to improve our power factor, so we have to do the power factor corrections, and these power factor correction increases the power factor of the load, which will be improve efficiency for the distribution system to which it is connected. So to improve the power factor of any AC circuit, a capacitor is connected parallel to the circuit. So it is whole about the power factor in a AC circuit. I think you understood the basic concept behind the power factor. In the next class, we will discuss the analysis of single phase AC circuit consisting of resistance, inductance, capacitance, and the combination of these, like resistance, inductance, resistance, capacitance, and resistance, inductance, and capacitance. Thank you. If you have any problem, then you can write me a mail to sham@gwc.ac.in.